It's day 2 of the Big 12 tournament in Dallas. 8 teams remain, including regular season champion Oklahoma State. And for the Cowboys, much depends on their point man, John Lucas. Another day, another battle in the Big 12 tournament. The Cyclones plowed through yesterday to advance. And the question now, will Eddie have the Pokes ready to rise to the occasion in their first tournament showdown? Most feel the answer to that is an emphatic yes. The General has his troops fired up for our second game, but a victory depends heavily on the performance of Dallas's very own Andre Emmett. The Buffaloes counter with the biggest man in the tournament, David Harrison. Can Colorado keep Emmett in check, or will Bob Knight march on? From the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, day number 2, the quarterfinals of the Phillips 66 Big 12 tournament. Today, the Iowa State Cyclones coming off one of their best showings of the season against the 7th-ranked team in the country, the regular season champion, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Day number 1, no upsets to speak of. All the higher seeds won and have advanced, including Oklahoma and Missouri, hoping to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive. Welcome, everyone, to Studio 66. Doug Bell alongside Chris Piper. As you know, Chris, tournament time is a different time of year. Kelvin Sampson said his kids were very nervous yesterday. For Iowa State, they came out ready to play.
I thought the difference yesterday for Iowa State was their intensity on the defensive end, the full court pressure, tremendous against Kansas State. But when you look at yesterday, the story for Iowa State has got to be Curtis Stinson. Questionable about how well he could play with that bandaged up left finger, but he was tremendous. This kid's freshman of the year, but he plays like a senior. Great composure, the ability to get into the lane and hit the little floater as well. And this Iowa State team was unstoppable, and Kansas State goes down in the first game 78-64. In the second game, Nebraska all over Oklahoma in the first half. John Turek, look at a nice backdoor pass and a finish by Sims, and Nebraska with a big lead at halftime, but the second half belonged to the little fella for Oklahoma, Drew Lavender. Tremendous 16 second half points, and they need that on this Oklahoma team who struggles offensively. Larry Turner big as well for Oklahoma in the paint.
In the nightcap, Texas A&M took on Missouri. It was business as usual for Melvin Watkins. Would his career at A&M extend one more night? Antoine Wright was hoping so. Hot early on. A&M led 54-53, less than 8 minutes to play. Off the bench, Jason Conley. Back-to-back three-pointers. That was huge. Jimmy McKinney delivered from the top of the key. And for Melvin Watkins, his 6-year tenure in College Station ends with a 74-68 loss, which brings us back to today. And Iowa State certainly will face different intensity, different strategy against an Oklahoma State defense this afternoon.
Well, I don't think Iowa State is going to have as much luck as getting good looks against this Oklahoma State defense today. Great guards for Oklahoma State defensively. So let's watch and see what Curtis Stinson can make happen here in the second game in 2 days. Got to take a look at that left finger as well, but against this Oklahoma State team, he has to still maintain the great composure that he's had. My player in the conference, the player of the year in the conference, Tony Allen. This kid, tremendous. Toughest matchup at the guard spot in the league. A tremendous defender as well. His size, his ability to get all over the boards. You love Tony Allen and his ability to finish for Oklahoma State.
Many Iowa State fans waited until the win yesterday to drive down to Dallas. Oklahoma State cut down the nets in the regular season. They're hoping to do the same in Dallas, and it starts today.
The new GMC Envoy XUV. Multifunctional, adaptable, retractable. The revolutionary Envoy XUV. The sport utility with more utility. Only at your GMC dealer. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
If a lazy moment turns into the right moment, Will you be ready? Introducing Cialis, the first tablet for erectile dysfunction that gives you up to 36 hours to choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. New Cialis goes to work fast and can work for up to 36 hours. Cialis is not for everyone. If you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, do not take Cialis. Such combinations could cause a sudden unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. The most common side effects were headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor to ensure Cialis is right for you and you are healthy enough for sexual activity. Ask your doctor if a free sample of prescription Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
We're here at the Oklahoma City Home and Garden Show trying to identify the people that are using the Feist telephone book. What do you like most about it?
Being able to find where I'm going. I'm brand new to this area.
Yeah, I keep it in my car. It doesn't take up much space.
I like the coupons too.
I like Feist.
I like the maps in it. It's very easy to read.
I don't leave the house without it.
Oh my, I'm so glad I got a Feist.
No, you're not getting mine.
I like Feist.
You look at it, Dallas is the place to be, and this is what you see flying in. What you're going to see if you're a Big 12 basketball fan is this, the inside of the American Life Center and the Big 12 basketball tournament. Game 1 on day 2, Iowa State against Oklahoma State. Hi, everybody. Fred White along with John Sundell. And John, today's the day the big boys come out to play.
Fred, the big boys show up, and you kind of wonder will they be a little lethargic or energetic. It's been 4 years since the winner of the conference won the Big 12 tournament also. That was Iowa State. We'll see if the Cowboys come off good. Iowa State was outstanding yesterday. They rebounded, they defended, they shot the ball well.
They shot the ball very well. They took it to the rim a whole lot. Something maybe they can't do against Oklahoma State. We'll find out. Starting lineups for Iowa State, strong up front with Roman and Holman, Jefferson, Sullivan, and Stinson. Oklahoma State, McFarland, Graham, Bobbick, Allen, and Lucas. Very veteran ball club. Very mature guys, ranging from Bobbick, who's 24, on down. But this is a team that won the Big 12 championship, went 24-3, 14-2 in the league, and by virtue of that, they are the #1 seed. Eddie Sutton, their head coach, what hasn't he done? For the 8th time, Coach of the Year in his conference this year. They also have the Newcomer of the Year in Joey Graham, the Player of the Year in Tony Allen. They got weapons.
And happy birthday to Eddie Sutton, his 68th today, and he will be in a fine mood. You can already see the scowl starting. He'll have his team ready, though.
And John, what a coaching staff. James Dickey on his left, on his right, son Sean on his left. That's a pretty good staff on that bench.
And he gives them credit for all the work they do.
Lets them coach, and we're set to play basketball here. Iowa State with a win over Kansas State yesterday, 78-64. Oklahoma State gets the tip.
Fred, good matchup. Both teams will like to go up and down the floor. Iowa State opens up in their patented 2-3 zone. They will match up. They've got to get it to Lucas early. Bobbick's an outside shooter. Allen likes the mid-range game.
John Lucas, a lot of people thought he would well be the Player of the Year. Might have been another year. His teammate Tony Allen grabbed that one. This guy can shoot it. That one's off the side. The tip try won't go. There's Holman, who took down 14 rebounds yesterday, picking up the first one here today.
14 points, 14 rebounds. He was strong inside. He rebounded well. He was aggressive. We'll see if, again, if Iowa State can do that against this Cowboy team.
Cyclone basketball. Stinson, all knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cyclones. There's a matchup John talked about. Stinson and Lucas. Boy, they can both do a lot of things for you. A freshman and a senior.
And different type of players. Stinson more physical, likes to score around the rim. Lucas a better outside shooter.
My partner, John Sundell here, battling a little voice problem.
And we'll fight through it. You know, the Cowboys are not going to give this Cyclone team many open looks. They got a few yesterday against Kansas State and knocked them down.
John, they shot 16 layups. There's their coach, Wayne Morgan. I dare say they won't get 16 layups against Oklahoma State. I thought earlier today they went flying to the rim yesterday. They tried that today. They may come flying back out of there a couple of times.
Best defensive team maybe in the country. 24-3. They did it on the defensive end. They come up with a lot of steals.
Look at the Iowa State zone.
They've got to be active, though. Can't stand with the hands down.
Joey Graham
tried to kick it inside and it got kicked away. Joey Graham plays this game like a lot of Oklahoma State players have in the past, doesn't he?
Solid, physical, knows how to play, does a good job on the defensive end.
Very active. They've had players like him down through the years. There's Jackson Broman. Tried to kick it down low to Stinson on time and out of bounds. Not a real pretty start to this ball game.
Iowa State has to bounce back again from yesterday playing. They had a 2 o'clock game, so they were done at about 4:15. Got some rest last night, watched some film.
The age-old argument.
And many times on Fridays, again, we see slow starts from the teams that didn't play on Thursday.
The old thing about would you rather play one, get one under your belt, or get the bye and rest? There's Joey Graham.
It sounds good on Friday, but when Sunday comes around, you probably wish you didn't play on Thursday.
That's true. Joey Graham. Tough to win 4 in a row, isn't it?
It is. Well, it's not been done in this league. Some conferences have done it. I think there have been 8 teams that have accomplished that feat in college basketball.
Roman. This is Stinson. A little short with the try. Holman with yet another rebound, his second today. He had 14 yesterday.
And watch Holman and Broman go to work inside. They're big, they're physical, and they move a lot. Cowboy defense, not as tall, not as physical, but they are quick to the basketball.
They tried to backdoor Jake Sullivan, couldn't get it there. Up come the Cowboys. Lucas. Kick it back out to Bobby.
Good job of getting back defensively. You can't allow Lucas, though, to look at the rim like that.
He floated that time, but kicked the ball off. He can make that floater in the lane about as well as anybody in this league.
He's got a good feel, good touch. Eddie Sutton's been good for this young man on understanding how to play the game. And John Lucas has been great, obviously, for Oklahoma State. First outright conference championship since 1965.
Cyclones in that zone. Lucas got in the middle of it. Fed Bobby. He can shoot. That one won't go. Joey Graham can't control it. Holman was there. Up come the Cyclones. Stinson roaring to the lane, but Sullivan from the deep corner, too strong.
Hey, Fred, Stinson's got to find Sullivan early. If you wait too long, a defender can get to him. If he's up ahead, you kick it up ahead so he can get an open shot.
Let's take a moment now to thank our Big 12 corporate partners, 7-Up, and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours.
I'll need a little bit of that 7-Up this afternoon.
You'll even need some liquid there. John, with a shooter like Sullivan, do you want to get to him on the catch and not let him?
Oh, no doubt. They're going to body him and try to make him put it on the floor. And if you're an offensive teammate of Jake Sullivan, if he's running up ahead, you kick it up ahead. Let him see if he can get an earlier look.
There's Jackson Broman inside. Boy, he's active in there.
What a solid senior season he's had. Just active everywhere. Led the Big 12 in rebounding, almost 10 a game and over 13 points a game.
Jackson Broman didn't play basketball until his senior year in high school. His dad was a professional player. They moved a lot. He played a lot of soccer. You can see that footwork.
And I think Broman's got a chance, Fred, to play at the next level. He'll play professional basketball somewhere next year. I think some NBA scouts are looking at it.
3-on-2. Jake pulled up like he was going to take the 3 and went right by him and scored.
And there's a confidence about this Cyclone ball club. Eddie Sutton not happy.
When Oklahoma State played at Iowa State, Eddie Sutton took 2 very quick timeouts in that ball game, and they came back and won it.
Well, we've seen it before. Iowa State loves to push. There's a ball fake from a great shooter, the little floater off the glass. He had a good game yesterday, shot the ball extremely well. He had 21 points. Good to see Jake in his senior season. He struggled on the road at times, but you know what? Iowa State played yesterday as though they were in Ames, Iowa. I mean, they really played. We haven't seen them play that well away from home, but yesterday was spectacular. They're off to a confident start. They feel good about this game.
When these two played in Ames, Iowa State's coaches showed Oklahoma State something they hadn't seen before. Eddie Sutton took a timeout 35 seconds into the game, made some changes, did it very quickly after that, and they came back and won the ball game.
Well, Cowboys put a hammer on the Cyclone team in Ames, which I don't know if anybody else won it.
Allen will miss the dunk. Here they come. Stinson in the middle of the break. Lost it. Bobby bringing it back. Watch this. Tony Allen.
Stinson's got the bandage left hand, and anytime he tries to dribble, it's difficult. If you put a lot of pressure on, he may cough it up.
We've got a 4-4 tie.
Cowboys stick to that man-to-man defense. McFarland, what a great block.
Got a hand on it.
They're so quick off their feet.
Look at Lucas push it. Now Allen to the middle, to the rim, threw it up there, won't go. Marcus Jefferson, boy, they're running.
They've got numbers.
Sullivan again went by and Will that be a goaltend? It will on Joey Graham. Give the 2 to Sullivan. We've got a timeout. The action heated in the early going. 6-4 Iowa State, and we'll be right back after this message from your friends at Phillips 66.
This ESPN Plus game is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. Phillips 66, proud sponsor of the 2004 Phillips 66 Big 12 basketball tournament. You can count on Phillips 66 quality Pro Clean gasoline. GMC, we are professional grade. Sonic, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. Guinness Draft Stout, enjoyed responsibly the world over.
We are back. 6-4 Iowa State. John, I'm watching these teams fly up and down the floor thinking from the time you first picked up the ball, I'll pick it up later.
When you have a great shooter on your left side and Sullivan's going to come into the screen and he will draw Bobick out. You get it to him early because now the defense has to shift. Open up an avenue to drive the lane. He could shoot it from the outside, or because Bobick's out of there, you might have 2-on-1 at the rim. Always find your great shooter early because that'll stretch the defense.
Turnover. I was not going to say Oklahoma State ball. I was just thinking, watching them run, from the time you were a little kid and first picked up a ball to the end of your NBA career, you probably heard somebody yelling, "Get back."
Well, and if you're on the offensive end, you want to run. Yeah, that's part of the game. It's the fun part, especially, again, if you're a creator with the ball or a good shooter. It's the easiest opportunity to score. And coaches forever are searching for easy ways to get hoops because everybody's better defensively.
The team shooting it very well in the early going. That was Tony Allen with a miss and Stinson was there.
Remember, Oklahoma State third in the country, and they led the Big 12 in field goal percentage at over 51%. They are struggling so far in this ballgame.
Lucas knocked it loose. McFarland right back to Lucas. Call it goaltending. Bowman got there and got a hand on it.
3 of 8 from the field. They've had that's the second layup, breakaway layup they've had, so they haven't scored in the half-court set much. They are active with their hands. They attack, and it's not just one guy. They're all 5 active.
Boy, Holman, I tell you what, a lot of people made efforts yesterday. I don't think anybody brought it like Jared Holman did yesterday.
Yeah, fantastic. It was fun watching him play. Hard worker, blue collar. I mean, dead sprint up and down the court on both ends. Wildcats really couldn't match up.
No, 14 rebounds for Holman yesterday, and most of them very tough. Stinson lobbed it up in the air. Holman there to get it. Put it back.
Strong hands when he catches it. And then Stinson defensively, you got to make him go left. You got to make him test that left hand, which some think on the Iowa State staff it might be broken.
Lucas, Janava Weatherspoon.
Weatherspoon, good solid player, good defender. Not a great outside shooter, but can make shots. He doesn't mind against his own defense and finishing at the rim for some lobs.
But if you don't know him, he'll shock you when he gets to the rim. He can leave.
Can really explode.
Inside, there's a block by Holman.
Holman's a great shot blocker.
Blaylock knocked down at the other end. Oh, but the action is heated. Broman thought that was goaltending. Lucas for Oklahoma State lobs it up there. No.
Bad shot.
This is heated activity. McFarland with the left hand.
A lot of Cowboy fans in the stands, and whatever Oklahoma State can do, Wayne Morgan upset. Could have been a goaltending, but you got to remember, even if it's a glass, if it's going up, you can wipe it off. Unlike the NBA.
Laylock, Stinson. Holman trying to post. He's got it against McFarland. Turn, jump, no. And a foul.
Partner, I love this Friday game.
This is action.
We'll take a look and we'll see if it was goaltending. Wayne Morgan couldn't believe it. Watch Holman go up. Oh, yeah. That's goaltending. That's coming back down. It wasn't continuing up.
That's Wayne Morgan talking. One of the officials, Mike Thibodeau, pleading his case. Thibodeau went to the bench to tell him to quiet down a little bit. Wayne Morgan, good job, made his point. Now the Oklahoma State bench saying, let's team up. You too love Friday, don't you? Holman, free throw, good.
Emotion in here. Iowa State, playing for a maybe an NIT, but hey, what the heck? Why not come and win 4 games and jump in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I tell you what, they're 18-11. They've won 1 here already.
Cowboys trying to play for a #1 seed. You never know if they can get there. If they win this tournament, that gives them an outside chance. They will most likely be a #2 seed and be in Kansas City, which is great for Cowboy fans.
It would be. I should say Iowa State would be 18-11 if they win today. Allen, down low.
They all handle the ball well, Fred. They move it well. They're unselfish. They look for cutters. That's why they shoot such a high percentage. They have not had to make a jump shot yet.
They are an Eddie Sutton basketball team, aren't they?
Yep. They've got mature players. A lot of transfers. They've been around a while. Good backdoor cut.
Broman, flat-footed. Couldn't get it up there.
John Lucas came back weak side help, and if Broman would have gone a little harder, he'd have charged him. So he kind of stopped, missed the shot.
John Lucas got a screen from Terry Crawford and knocked it down.
That is similar to someone shooting a 5-foot shot. He and Sullivan, if you give him an open look, I mean, you might as well, 8 out of 10 times you're going to make an open look.
13-10, Oklahoma State up by 3 now.
Blaylock quick with the basketball.
What did the Witherspoon get to Sullivan as soon as he caught it? Jackson Broman. Not his shot. Joey Graham coming back.
Could have gotten hit on the elbow. The ball never even got close.
Lucas facing Blaylock. Blaylock knocked it loose. Lucas saves it on the dribble.
I think he dribbled it once with his foot. A little soccer action.
On the baseline, Terrence Crawford, and it's out of bounds to Iowa State.
The officials are letting them play. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. That's fine for big guys.
Jackson Broman gets it inbounds. Blaylock operating at the point now. Stinson is at the off guard. They got 2 shooters there, Stinson and Sullivan.
Fred, Broman and Holman look a little tired. Now, again, yesterday, I mean, they were up and down the floor at such a fever pace.
Add to that the fact that Oklahoma State's laying some bodies on them.
And I tell you what, they guard you with 5 guys. Ball pressure everywhere.
Blaylock against Lucas.
So quick. So quick. Blaylock and Stinson, we will be talking. They're both freshmen, so we'll have them the next few years.
Lucas fires a pass. Tony Allen.
A very hard team to press because of that.
Allen to Joey Graham.
Hard team, Ron, and the reason are, Fred, because they move the ball, they pass the ball, they cut. They've got guys that can go above the rim and catch it and finish.
They don't give you a breather, do they?
Oh, boy. They attack.
15-12, Oklahoma State. 11-10 left in the first half. Stinson had it taken away. 3-on-1 against Blaylock. Lucas. Allen to follow.
Terrence Crawford caused that steal. He came weak side. Left his man, and when Stinson came up, knocked it away. Allowed Allen and Lucas to take off and run. Explosive, powerful. One of the best in the country, this team. The miss. Allen got tapped. Tough call.
5-point lead, Oklahoma State. Iowa State has called the timeout.
And there's the ball movement against the half-court trap. And again, when you've got enough bodies that can go above the rim, you throw it cross court. It's going to be there.
Wayne Morgan spent the early part of this timeout talking to the officials again. Coaches work at it. Now he's talking to his ball club. Let's take a moment now to thank our Big 12 corporate partner, Cooper Tire. Proud to be the official tire of the Big 12 Conference. Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing. Action heated. Action intense. Game fun. It really is fun. The last bucket, Tony Allen, Oklahoma State, the player of the year in the conference, a 6'4" senior from Chicago, out of Crane High School and Butler County Junior College.
Well, all defensive team, outstanding. You see the coach's first-team selection. Lucas, his teammate with him. Wayne Simeon had a great year. Andre Emmett, a phenomenal player. David Harrison had some really special games and is a solid player, and he's going to have a good game. It'll be a contest today against Texas Tech in the next meeting.
Tony Allen completes the three-point play after the timeout. He has 5. Oklahoma State is up by 5. 6. Oklahoma State grabbing the lead here, 18-12. Biggest lead of the ball game, in fact. About halfway through the first half, and already Oklahoma State has 14 points in the paint. Look at the field goal percentages. Oklahoma State a little better than Iowa State, and both teams attacking it at the rim.
Cowboys have made 6 of their last 11. Remember, this Oklahoma State team 3rd in the league at defensive points allowed. They're outstanding on that defensive end. Nebraska's 1st, Oklahoma's 2nd. They could do it more maybe by controlling tempo. Cowboys are much more aggressive.
Stinson tried the lob to Damian Staples, and we got a jump ball as a result. And the possession arrow belongs to Iowa State. Not only is Oklahoma State so good defensively, they're averaging 79 points a game, shooting 51% for the year. There's Holman watching go to the rim. Not there for him. And a scramble for the basketball, and Stinson with that one-hand bandage won the battle, and now the shot clock goes off.
Well, surprised his teammates because Holman didn't hit the rim. He had looked like he had an open look. And when you feel like you have an open look against this Cowboy team, they are so quick to respond when you go up. You've got a number of bodies that are jumping, trying to block your shot.
Allen, Joey Graham.
Graham's a good outside shooter, strong with the ball. It's going to be quite a force next season.
Janava Weatherspoon to the bucket. Hitch got a shot up. Crawford got blocked but fouled, and if that's Holman, that's his second foul.
The attack against the zone by Weatherspoon. Get it off the dribble, penetrate. We talked about his ability to go up high, even though he's a smaller type player. Once he gets, there's two red jerseys around him, he gets to the rim, allows Crawford, who is aggressive, Terrence Crawford has really fought the injury bug in his Oklahoma State years. Missed 6 games early this season. Sat out a year ago with Achilles tendon problems.
By the way, they charged Stinson with that foul, so he has one, so does Holman. Terrence Crawford got the second one. And it is 19-12. Oklahoma State by 7. Iowa State had the lead early.
Cyclones need a basket. They need a good look, good shot.
Laylock to the bucket.
Massey quick. He is absolutely quick with that ball.
The Blaylock and Stinson both love to penetrate and make the drive. Weatherspoon. Lucas taking a breather.
Pretty good foundation for Wayne Morgan to build off. And you got two guards like that, and college basketball is now guard dominated.
Oh, they ignored Joey Graham for just a second, and he hit his 8th point.
Joey had 36 in the home win against Nebraska. On the road in Austin, Texas, he had 20 points and 9 rebounds. So he can do it on the offensive end also.
Blaylock had a pass deflected. Oklahoma State 2-on-1 against Jefferson.
Oh, what a block.
Holman, what a block. Stinson a lot. One go, but he got it back and scored.
Entertaining. And here come the Cowboys. Right back to attack.
Joey Graham, this time he's going to take it to the bucket. He's got 10 points.
Powerful with the right hand. He's got the stiff arm right hand. Not quite like James Worthy, but awfully close.
And he had a blocker out in front of him that time, too.
Tony Allen came up with the last steal. He led the league in steals. Quick hands, powerful body.
Blaylock went to the bucket, hit the deck. The ball went out of bounds. Oklahoma State thought it ought to be theirs. It stays with Iowa State. 23 on the shot clock. Damian Staples comes out of the lineup. Roman back in. Blaylock against Steve Graham.
Extra pass finds the open man.
Stinson, the miss. Tony Allen, the rebound. They still want to push the tempo. Graham. Stephen Graham, that is. There are twins. Former KU coach Ted Owens, responsible for getting him to the Midwest, showed him Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. They picked Oklahoma State. Graham. That's Stephen Graham, and they were going to call the travel. The Graham twins grew up about just a few miles from Ted Owens when he coached to St. Leo in Florida. He's known them growing up. They went to small school down there, Central Florida, not really small, but not quite the same program. They decided they wanted to transfer, and Ted Owens helped them out.
And I had heard through the grapevine that Kansas wasn't interested.
Either that or didn't have a scholarship, yeah.
I'm sure now they would say they didn't.
Yeah, they want them all the time. Tony Allen dribbling by 2 people, Jefferson and
oh my, crossover. I tell you what, Fred, what happens, Broman and Holman run back so well. You think you have an opening, and those guys either knock away or block.
Iowa State's big men have always been able to run the court. Well, timeout here, 7:51. Timeout taken by Iowa State. Now we got a technical foul.
There has been a technical foul
on the Iowa State bench. Wayne Morgan really upset. Well, he's been talking for quite a while to him now since the non-goaltending call.
Well, fighting and fighting for his team. He knows they're playing hard. You want to call, you're playing against the #1 team in the conference. You got to stand your ground, and They're trying to figure out who the technical is on. We haven't heard yet. Well, they said bench, but you never can tell. Yeah. Jake's acting like he was involved.
John Lucas is going to the line, and the Iowa State bench doesn't want him there. They want him to get away from their huddle.
I thought Lucas was in the game. I think looked like Sullivan was saying he can't check in, but Lucas was in.
So he will shoot the free throws, an 89% shooter and nothing but net. Wayne Morgan still pleading a case over on the sideline. 9-point lead as Lucas knocks them both down. And now we have the timeout. 7:51 left in our first half. 9-point lead. Oklahoma State over Iowa State. State by 9, 25-16 over Iowa State.
Joey Graham, newcomer of the year in the Big 12. He can do it again inside. He can do it outside. He's a good jump shooter, solid with his stroke. And then what he has what I call the James Worthy move, kind of the stiff arm up high. You know, he kind of poses with it. He'll either dunk it on you or finish high off the glass. Impressive player, fun to watch.
He can make that decision in midair. Joey Graham voted the newcomer of the year in the Big 12. There you saw his numbers. Oklahoma State gets it out front to John Lucas to set the offense. Iowa State staying in the zone. Joey Graham couldn't quite control it on the catch, but got it back and scored his 12th point.
Good pass from Miller. Again, the movement against the zone, trying to get it inside that magical area around the free throw line. Try to break it down a little bit.
Pretty nice crowd in here for the first game of the day. 3 more to go this afternoon at the Big 12 tournament.
And what great matchups. Colorado, Texas Tech had a great ball game up in Boulder, won by the Buffaloes. Texas, Oklahoma. The first matchup tonight, great rivalry. And then Kansas, Missouri. Kansas has won both of those games this year.
Foul on Joey Graham of Oklahoma State. And we'll take a moment to thank our Big 12 corporate partner, Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade. It's in college basketball. Is it in you? Stinson to Broman. Broman, quick for a big man. Left hands it up there. Soft touch. 4 for Broman.
Continued to get better since we've, seen him.
Really only his 4th, 5th year of playing organized basketball. He's played a lot of the game, obviously.
He's got good footwork. It's a little raw, but it's good. He'll continue to get better.
Overplayed. Jason Miller got him pinned in the corner. Bobby came and got it, and knew right where Lucas was. 10 on the shot clock.
Saved him from calling a timeout.
8-7 on the shot clock. Bobby couldn't get the look. Broman came to get him. Laylock. Bobby blocked. Ball hasn't touched the rim yet. 1 second left on the shot clock. Doesn't matter because Iowa State's going to get it.
Good defense. Active, quick outside with the guard Stinson and Blaylock. Holman, Broman, and Jefferson inside moving. And Eddie Sutton. His normal facial expression is there, whether they're up 30 or down 30.
You know what? It's worth the price just to come and sit and watch Eddie Sutton.
What a master. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's approaching 800 wins.
Yep.
He's up there in Henry Iba, Fog Allen territory. Stinson.
Good
nice
catch.
dish to Broman.
Oh, what a catch. Most big men, that's off the tip of their fingers out of bounds. And the pass was good, it was hard, it was firm, but Broman stuck his big mid up there. Able to gather it in.
Excuse me, Ivan McFarland committed that foul. That's his 3rd. He's got his 3rd with 6:08 left in the first half, and he's going to sit down.
And if there's a weakness that Oklahoma State can't afford, it's foul trouble. And guys like McFarland, they're not as deep as a lot of teams are.
Jackson Broman has problems on the free throw line. 51% shooter. That one came up short. But Jefferson stepped in the lane, got it back, and missed the shot. And Jason Miller controls the board.
If Broman doesn't have the confidence, he hangs on the ball too long. He doesn't just let it go, release it. You know, if you shoot poorly anyway, just let it go. Got a better chance, and if you guide it and aim it.
Just let it go, it might go in.
Yeah, be confident about it.
A lot. Oklahoma State turns it over.
For Iowa State.
Janava Witherspoon back in the game, now replacing Stephen Graham. Eddie Sutton coaching him as he comes to the sideline. 7 turnovers Iowa State, 4 Oklahoma State. Pace has slowed a little bit, John. Maybe it had to.
Well, and sometimes the zone defense will do that. Iowa State's zone defense has slowed down Oklahoma State. Cowboys like to get stuff off their defense and pushing off rebound. Now they will run and push and survey and see what they have. If nothing, they'll set it up.
Marcus Jefferson the miss. Weatherspoon the rebound. Got it down to the baseline. Joey Graham knocked away by... Wow. Oh, it's going to be Iowa State basketball. Eddie Sutton not believing the call.
Wayne Morgan, no comment.
Finally got a good one.
You know, that's how coaches work. And he didn't say, hey, guys, thank you or anything else.
Yeah, excuse me. I don't think that should be our ball.
Just no comment, and then we're going the other way. Run play number 4.
Nice call. They lost. Jefferson.
Nice pass.
In the middle, Holman with the left hand, no. And a foul call.
I think if you're home and when you get the ball like that, you want to attack the rim. If you put it to the outside, they're probably not going to give you a call. Watch him stick it way out there. If he attacks the rim, it might get blocked, but he more than likely will get a foul. Or you try to dunk it, try to finish hard against this kind of a team.
First foul on Tony Allen. Terrence Crawford back on the floor for Oklahoma State. Iowa State will play it in from under the basket to Blaylock. Stinson. Allen gambled, couldn't make the steal.
Got to be careful. Tony Allen will shoot the gap, led the league in steals.
Boy, Iowa State sure that Terrence Crawford had knocked it out of bounds. And from the smile on Crawford's face, I think maybe he did. But he got by with it if he did.
That evens it up on both ends. We just ran off about a minute and a half in between.
Here we go. Back to action. 7-point lead, Oklahoma State with 4:40 left in the half. Entertaining half it's been. And Jake Sullivan got a hand on it, knocked it away. Up it goes to Stinson, to Sullivan on the drive. Got jammed, got it back, taken away. Here comes Oklahoma State. Allen makes a run at Broman in the lane. Tough work.
Mismatch. Allen on almost anybody to break is a mismatch.
He got by Broman, scored his 7th point. The Cowboys lead by 9. Matches their biggest lead of the day. Now the Oklahoma State fans up and cheering. Broman to Holman in the middle, a shot good. What kind of a roll was that? He kind of stuck it on the back rim. And
it hit on the very flat part of the back rim and just dived. Kind of like a putt in golf, and it just trickled over the edge.
As long as you're here at the bottom of the cup, partner, it's a good putt.
You bet. Good steal, good hands.
Blaylock against Terrence Crawford. Spin move and a goaltend.
Nice move. Eddie Sutton again not happy. Too many turnovers, but the activity from Iowa State, outstanding.
29-24. Both coaches very active in this ball game, and we'll be back after this from your friends at Phillips 66.
Back in 1920.
Here now, their club back within 5 of Oklahoma State. 3:48 left in the first half.
Well, sometimes we talk about 4-point plays that go against you, and here's 2 that Iowa State missed an opportunity on. Just by the hustle back defensively, didn't allow Sullivan an easy look, and then -2 for Iowa State, +2 for the Cowboys. Tony Allen again, the best one-on-one player in this league. Dynamic.
It's going to make you wonder if Jake should pull up and shoot one.
Well, yeah, and either that or you go into the body and go on the other side because that takes Crawford out of the play. He's almost going to get out of the way. If he'd laid it up regularly, Crawford probably would have blocked it.
4 times, I think, in this game, John, Jake has taken the drive instead of a pull-up.
He did it yesterday, too, which is fine. Now, if you're as good as Jake Sullivan and just stopping around that 3-point line, I'd do that 9 out of 10 times because he's going to make a lot of it.
Back in the zone, Iowa State, they're on an 8-2 run. Over the last 3 minutes, 40 seconds, Oklahoma State, Tony Allen to Lucas, 15 on the shot clock. At the baseline, Crawford, Lucas, nice ball fake, shot not too short.
Looking for the foul, he got Blaylock off his feet, tried to get the contact. When you don't get the whistle, it looks like a bad shot.
Stinson got some rim, and Broman was right there for the stick back. 8 points, Jackson Bowman.
Stinson smiling, said he got hit on the arm, and we'll just give him an assist.
Now 3-point ball game. Joey Graham trying to change it, doesn't. That's Terrence Crawford with a tough rebound and a foul call on Iowa State.
Cyclone defense is really starting to bother the Cowboys. Cowboys have not moved the ball as well. Missing open shots.
Time now for the GMC Professional Grade Player Profile. Iowa State has a bunch in the NBA. Kelvin Cato, Pfizer, Hoiberg, Paul Shirley just signed with the Bulls. Tinsley, Desmond Mason of Oklahoma State with the Bucks.
Tinsley, one of the best lead guards ever in the Big 12. Desmond Mason, the best dunker ever to come out of Big 12 country.
And the freshman at Iowa State, Stinson, is a little bit like Tinsley out there, doesn't he?
Close, but not yet. Tinsley was the best I've seen handle the ball since Isaiah Thomas. And when you get, in my mind, you get in that category, you're way ahead of everybody else.
It's not crowded up there, is it?
No.
9 points now for Tony Allen. Cowboys by 5. 2:25 left in the half. And bodies flying. Bowman trying to get a shot off. Tony Allen. And Terrence Crawford there, and Crawford whistled for the foul.
Terrence Crawford, his first personal foul.
Roman goes to the line. I talked about this being his Achilles heel. He's 0 for 1 on the line today. 51% free throw shooter. John, you mentioned his form a moment ago.
Well, it's just he holds on the ball at the end, and that time it's in. And that's just a confidence thing. It's just not pulling the trigger. It's got a good form, good rotation. But the hesitation at the end, if you hesitate, it's almost like you want to aim it in instead of just shooting.
You were a terrific free throw shooter, and I've had people tell me, John, it's like putting. If you don't think you're going to make it, you're probably not going to.
No doubt about it. If you want the ball, want to get fouled, you're probably comfortable up there.
I figured I'd go to you for advice since you do both things well.
That putting gets harder as I get older.
Graham with the left hand that went. Joey Graham has 14 points in this ballgame.
And when my putter now struggles from 5 feet, now I understand how guys miss free throws. I never could figure that out. Now I understand why. All about confidence.
3 points, huh?
Good, powerful move. Put it in his left hand for the finish.
3-point play. Joey Graham. He has 15. And Oklahoma State back up by 7. 2 minutes left in first half action. Lucas defends Blaylock. That's Stinson.
Bobbitt will not allow Sullivan much room. Sullivan off the screens. Good help by Crawford. He gets back defense.
Now Blaylock in the lane. Tough shot. Won't go.
Oh, my.
Joey Graham had a hand on him. The foul on Terrence Crawford.
And that was away from the ball. Graham made a good block on Blaylock, and they were going to go the other way.
And we are just getting started in Dallas. A lot of basketball coming your way out of the American Airlines Center today and Studio 66. Doug and Chris, halftime here. We'll talk about the ACC, the Big Ten, the Southeast Conference, and talk about the Big 12's RPI. And a lot of other things. It's a great show they do. Now Blaylock a miss. 5'11" freshman from Boston, Massachusetts. He has a half dozen points. Winchendon Prep. Get a lot of guys out of prep schools now.
Nearly 4 assists a ball game. Spectacular game against Kansas in the win in Ames. 11 assists and no turnovers in that win.
Jason Miller returns for Oklahoma State.
6-point lead, Oklahoma State. Back on the floor, Jason Miller. Terrence Crawford sits down. Three Oklahoma State coaches up. Lynn Cyprian, Eddie Sutton, and his son Sean. It's a deep coaching staff. We talked about it starting game all alone. Daniel Bobby, don't ever leave him alone.
And when his shot is going, it's another offensive weapon. 43% beyond the three-point line.
Great shooters like kids. Sometimes you can't leave them alone.
Great hit.
Lucas on the run out.
Joey Graham, another guy active defensively, stole the ball, just took it away. And then the lead pass to Lucas. Graham is having a spectacular first half. That is why they're good, Fred. It's not a one-man team or a two-man team with the active hands. A kick ahead, and Lucas with his speed finishes.
Foul on Blaylock the first. Stinson now talking to an official. Like Thibodeau. Lucas somehow managed to just walk in front of him, talk to one of his teammates. A lot of conversations going on right now. Lucas to the free throw line.
It's a challenge. See how they respond. Stinson will respond. He's one of the toughest kids in this league.
Now foul called on Stinson, and maybe that's what the conversation got him.
Well, they were down, and Stinson and Joey Graham kind of going at each other a little bit. Lucas got in the mix.
Stinson, his second personal foul, team foul number 7.
Here's how they got here.
Joey Graham,
Iowa State beating Kansas State yesterday. Oklahoma beat Nebraska, and Missouri got a win last night against A&M.
And tonight's sessions, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri. There's much love in this building tonight.
Is this called rivalry Friday? Is that what they call it? Now, a foul at the other end, an offensive foul against Iowa State. Curtis Stinson.
That's his third foul.
And 2 of them came within 10 seconds of one another.
He now has to keep his head in, and that's a good take. And he cradled the ball like a football. That's fine if there's an avenue, but now you get to sit down. He'll come back in the second half.
Did the conversation with the official have anything to do with 2 quick calls against him? Probably not, but it happened. Allen. Lucas against the zone. 14 on the shot clock, 47 and a half.
Patient team. Bobick and Lucas are the long-range shooters. Allen can knock one in once in a while, but would rather cut.
Now they got a problem. 4 on the shot clock. Tony Allen from way outside got rimmed, but didn't get the shot, and Holman grabs the rebound. And back the other way we go. Will Blaylock, his club down by 11 points, the biggest deficit of the ball game. 20 seconds to shoot.
See if they go for the last shot of the half. Try to get it under 10.
3 would be big here. Down 11. Roman, 7 to shoot. Takes it up with the left hand, didn't get it, and it's out of bounds to Oklahoma State with 3.8.
And plenty of time on the dribble. Lucas on the fly. You can get 3 or 4 dribbles up. He can get a good shot.
Blaylock tried to cut off the inbounds pass. Lucas takes it behind the back. Lets one fly and didn't quite get it, but he threw a challenge up there at it. So we are at halftime. 39-28. Oklahoma State, the #1 seed, playing like it. And there's Joey Graham, who keyed the run in the first half, 15 points. Eddie Sutton looking for yet another win. His club up by 11, a competitive first half. When we come back, we'll take you to Studio 66.
Get in the zone. I'm Jesse James. When it comes to my cars, I'm all business. I keep them tuned up and looking sharp. When something breaks, I fix it. When I need a part, I trust the pros at AutoZone. When you want to get serious about your car, get in the zone. AutoZone.
The new GMC Envoy XUV. Multifunctional, adaptable, retractable. The revolutionary Envoy XUV. The sport utility with more utility. Only at your GMC dealer. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
That really tastes like bananas.
Is it really?
It is very banana-ing.
What are you putting there to make it taste so much like bananas?
Bananas.
Real fruit. Sonic's got it, others don't. Try drinks made with real fruit like limeades, banana cream pie shakes, and fresh fruit slushes. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
time, can Iowa State hang on? They got a win over Kansas State yesterday. They were competitive early, but Oklahoma State keeps pressure on you.
They do, and they do it on the defensive end. They force steals. They get active in the hand. I think you're more, if you're an offensive player for Iowa State, don't ball fake so much, because the more you ball fake, you draw more trouble. Take it, turn, make the play. The more you ball fake, the more you do those things, the Cowboys just swarm it.
They are there, it seems like, when the shot attempt goes up. Take a look now at Shelter Insurance first half highlights.
Early on, Iowa State got off to a good start. They were not allowed to shoot the long shot, so they put it on the floor, attacked the rim. Sullivan, a couple baskets. No three-pointers, though. They only took 3. Oklahoma State patient on the offensive end. Joey Graham, what a first half. 7 of 9 from the field, 15 points. He had 4 rebounds. They attacked. They found him. He did about everything he wanted to do. He rebounded. He stole the ball. 6 steals by this Oklahoma State team led to 12 points. The Cowboys on that offensive end.
For your insurance needs, visit shelterinsurance.com to find the shelter agent near you. Seek shelter today. Iowa State did not make a 3-point goal in the first half. Very unusual.
Only had 3 attempts. The only open attempt was to Stinson.
Joey Graham, right where he left off. Now he has 17.
8 for 10 from the field.
13-point lead, biggest of the ball game.
Pick your poison. Are you guarding Allen, Lucas? You're going to put pressure on Graham the second half, frees up somebody else.
Marcus Jefferson in trouble with the dribble. Tony Allen put pressure on him. Now Stinson against Lucas. Roman down the lane, softly with the right hand, got it.
Nice move.
And a foul.
Powerful. Almost looked like he was going to dunk it with the left, switch it to the right. Got hit upside the head. You can see him holding the left side. Good penetration.
Roman is good. Roman at the line. 1 shot.
Bobby got him. His first foul. Both teams got 31 shots in the first half. Roman now has a dozen points. Didn't have a good day yesterday. 5 points. He was in foul trouble about all day. But both teams now with 31 shots in the first half. Oklahoma State with 16 makes. Iowa State with a dozen. Oklahoma State with 2 trays. Iowa State with none. Graham now 8 for 10 on field goals in this game with 17 points. Terrence Crawford. Tony Allen. Look at that work. How about the pass? But it got blocked in there.
And Crawford felt he was held. The one arm was down. Tried to catch it and finish with one hand.
Stinson.
Might have had something to argue about.
See if Holman goes to work inside. Does with a jump hook. He got it. There's a foul. There's a bucket count.
Bigger body. Good patience by Holman.
Count the basket.
Terrence Crawford, his 3rd personal foul. Team foul number 2.
Low post positioning. No double team. Patient. Makes the play. Simple turn and jump shot. Crawford will go out. McFarland, who has 3 personals, will come back in.
Lucas has 1 foul now. Joey Graham 1. McFarland got 3 in the first half and had to sit down. Now Holman gets the free throw. A 3-point play the old way. And it's a 7-point ball. Lucas backs it out on the dribble. Takes a look at the zone defense. And finds a shot from the top of the key. Too strong.
He may have missed, but that's a mistake by the Cyclones. They can't give that shot up.
Now Stinson a miss at the other end. Joey Graham the board. Lucas is going to push it. Bounce pass. Great pass. Tony Allen with the bucket.
Best finisher in the league on the break. Really can.
And how about the way Lucas got the ball to him? Sullivan will try 3. We are back at Big 12 action with 17:58 left in the ball game. 43-34. Oklahoma State in front right now. After the tie ball, it'll be Iowa State basketball. We are at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Day 2 of the Big 12 basketball tournament. Happy to have you along. There's Jackson Froman. He's having a much better day today.
Saw that play yesterday against Kansas State. They put the 2 bigs in there and they throw it up high. Broman got another easy look.
14 points now for Jackson Froman. Inside, Ivan McFarland.
A nice pass. Joey Graham's doing it all. scoring, rebounding, good assists against the zone.
Iowa State's going to get a timeout here. There's your score, and we will be right back after this from your friends at Phillips 66. 38 left in this one. The Oklahoma State cheerleaders and dance team having a good time here today. They've got a lot of fans here today. So does Iowa State. Let's take a moment now to thank our Big 12 corporate partner, Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. Both these teams' fans travel well. Always have. Pretty good crowd in here for the afternoon session. Tonight, it'll probably just get better. What the new additions have been doing. Lucas with 9 points. Roy Graham with 17. Both of them transfers. Eddie Sutton with 5 transfers on this squad. You say, well, terrific way to bind them for Eddie Sutton. And he does do a good job of blending them, but on the other end, you get guys with experience when you get transfers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And if you shape them the way you want to shape them, as Eddie Sutton and his staff has done this year, they've got a good blend of players, good, solid, and good people. Coach Sutton has mentioned they're good to work with. They're hard-working kids. Good offensive team, solid on the defensive end, which is a trademark of Eddie Sutton's ball clubs.
Second foul on Jared Holman.
Take a high percentage look at shots, and that's why they shoot over 50% as a team.
How about the coaches that recruit Eddie Sutton out of high school in Buckland, Kansas? Very small school in southern Kansas, very small town. He was recruited by Henry Iver, by Fogg Allen, by Ralph Miller, and by Tex Winter.
That says it all right there.
Must have been a pretty decent player.
Good ball movement. Allen right on the mark. Doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but he can knock them in.
Knocked that one down. Tony Allen has hit 18 out of 63 threes this year now.
Nice pass from Stinson. Broman's got to finish that, especially when you're down. Good ball there.
Jake Sullivan got a hand on it, tipped it to Broman. Here's Stinson. Will he attack? He will. Now his ball knocked loose in there and a blocking foul on Oklahoma State. John Lucas is on the floor trying to draw the charge and didn't get it. And it is John Lucas' second foul.
His first personal foul, team foul number 3.
Well, Lucas trying to get the foul. Stinson's got 3, and you know that Stinson wants to attack the rim, get to the paint. Trying to draw the charge, get Stinson on the sideline with 4 fouls.
Oklahoma State by 12. It was 11 at halftime. Jake Sullivan knocked it down. He's had a fairly quiet day. 6 points for Jake Sullivan.
Big day yesterday. He had 21, shot the ball well. They found him early and often against Kansas State.
3 for 7 from the floor today as McFarland sticks it at the other end. He has a half dozen.
Cowboys are so good at looking the one way and McFarland posting up and delivering it, so all he has to do is catch and finish.
Down low, Broman with a turn hook.
Another good pass.
16 for Broman. Oklahoma State keeping command. Tony Allen got a wide open look and came up short. Broman speared the rebound. Stinson in the middle, or 4 on 3, and Stinson hit Broman in the heel.
Joey Graham knocked it away from behind.
Now Allen carried it. It's going to go the other way. Allen got it kind of stuck on his hip, and Eddie Sutton really upset with Tony Allen as timeout comes here. Eddie talking to him. Timeout.
That's why he's a great coach, right there.
Isn't it though? We're back after this from your friends at Phillips 66. Still up by 10 over Iowa State, and we got action.
Well, watch the hustle, the behind-the-back dribble, but Joey Graham from behind, and this is where the Cowboys want to attack. Little wraparound. I'm not sure it's going to travel, but Eddie Sutton's got a word for the best player in the league as he comes to the sideline. You got a chance for an easy 2, and what are you doing?
The player of the year is not above hearing from the old coach.
It only makes him better. And that's why he's player of the year, probably.
Yep.
The coach has coached him every day.
That's why Eddie Sutton has won 753 games in his career. Closing in on a number few have achieved, 800. Roman bumping to get some room. The shot doesn't fall. McFarland grabs the board. Lucas. 20 on the shot clock. Oklahoma State very patient right now.
And against his own, Bobbick's got to find a way to get in the shooting range. Sometimes he's too far out.
Going to take a quick reversal. 12 on the shot clock. Now 10. Bobbick, 8 to shoot. Tried to get it low, knocked loose down there. 4 to shoot, and they're not going to get a shot.
Tough pass to handle.
Look at Broman on the run. Oh, my goodness. McFarland at the other end called for the foul. But how about Broman and McFarland, two big guys?
Well, two outstanding runners for their position. Broman goes on a dead sprint, and McFarland's going to catch him, maybe make a good block, but as he swings his arm, it's pretty easy to whistle. Boy, he got all ball, but came across the body. McFarland will pick up his 4th personal foul.
With 14:29 to play, and put Broman on the line.
No easy hoops when you play against the Cowboys.
Jackson Broman. Shooting the Rock is brought to you by Rock Green Light, a low-carb premium light lager with only 2.4 grams of carbs, and most of the shots with the Rock today have come from close. Iowa State 0 for 4 from behind the arc. Oklahoma State 3 for 10. Haven't been many uncontested looks from behind the arc today.
Iowa State relies on the 3-ball a little bit more than the Cowboys do at times. Cowboys probably have a better stable of shooters from the outside.
Duke beating Virginia in the ACC tournament. Long try, no, by Lucas. And here they come, 2-on-1 against Bobbick. Make it 3-on-1, and Stinson can't catch it cleanly, but gets the shot anyway.
Long shot, long rebound. Lucas went after it, missed it, so that allowed 3-on-1. Bobbick, the only defender. Good play by Blaylock and Stinson. You only chase your shot, Fred, if you really know you can get it, especially if you're a guard.
Oklahoma State getting a timeout. The coaches want to talk about the way it's going. They are still up by 7 with 13:51 to play.
The confidence builds again for the Cyclones as they crawl back in here. The easy break. Stinson couldn't handle it right away, but he's got that strong body. Likes to bang, likes to push.
Kansas City hosts first and second round NCAA tournament action again this March. Thanks to the pod seating system, you can expect an area team to play in KC. To get tickets to the games March 19 and 21, go to www.big12sports.com or the Kemper Arena box office. And will Oklahoma State be there?
Yeah, we know the Cowboys are going to be there. That's the closest place they can play. Take a look at their resume. They are probably a number 2 seed, solid in that spot no matter what happens in this tournament. But there's a chance they could be a number 1, you know, if other teams lose and they jump up there and win this tournament or get to the championship game. We found out in the past that the finals here has not really mattered on the 1 and 2 seeding because Oklahoma a few years ago could have easily been a number 1 seed. They won the Big 12 tournament championship. It really didn't matter.
St. Joe quite likely has lost a chance at a number 1 seed. Bobbick with a miss. Tony Allen trying to run it down, and it's out of bounds, but a foul call.
Should be, that's a 4th personal on Stinson.
Yep. That's really going to hurt Iowa State.
You know, Kansas has a chance maybe to play in Kansas City. They can beat Missouri today and can secure maybe a 4 or 5 seed.
The way it works is you cannot play a higher seed on what would be considered a home court for you, somebody something in the area. Here comes Jake Sullivan against Jason Miller, softly with the left hand and got it.
Good finish. Tell you what, Iowa State has really hung in there.
They're down by 5.
And they are fighting on that defensive end.
Question for you, John. Iowa State averaging 5 3-point makes a game this year. None today. They're 0 for 4. Their way to find looks.
Well, you don't worry about it. I mean, you play the game, and they've been able to attack the rim. If they keep attacking, especially with Blaylock off the dribble, they'll be able to find Sullivan sooner or later.
Weatherspoon a miss, and Broman has a rebound. That's Holman that has it, and he's fouled. Phillips 66, proud to be the presenting sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Be sure and stop by your local Phillips 66 station. Fill up with quality Pro Clean gasoline. Only from Phillips 66, the performance brand.
Attack inside if you're Iowa State. If you're going Holman or Broman, you want to attack and keep going. Goes over the reach, over the back.
Troy Graham second.
Sullivan off the down screen. They're going to set a few picks for him. You got to stay tight.
Jake Sullivan knocks the shot down. And has has 8 points. And it's now a 3-point game. Tony Allen down low. Joey Graham had it knocked loose and saved it.
Nice pass, and again, the inside positioning the Cowboys are getting at times against the zone defense.
21 points now for Joey Graham.
Graham's so explosive, he can jump over defenders to finish it.
Oklahoma State right on their season average, 51% field goal shooting. Roman to miss. Joey Graham the board. Here they come. John Lucas in the middle. Down the lane. And the foul was called. Roman wound up stepping on John Lucas. And then kind of reacted to that. I don't think he was trying to kick John Lucas. He shook his foot loose. It didn't look good.
Yeah, it didn't look good. He might have been trying to kick him. I mean, speed, and Sullivan's got to try to get in the way. Can't. Roman's got to be careful because when you kick your foot like that, you barely saw the top of it. Officials usually react. We saw it yesterday, Kansas State. There was a technical foul on Hayden for shoving the shoulder into into Holman of Iowa State.
Lucas will go to the line. Oklahoma State shooting 51% on the floor today. That's their season average, and only 5 times have teams shot better than 50% from the field versus Iowa State this year. Oklahoma State was one of them. Lucas has 10.
Cowboys put on a clinic when they played at Ames. I mean, they were unbelievable. You think of what Iowa State has done this season, knocking, and especially in Ames, knocking off Missouri and Kansas and Texas, Colorado.
Well, they're a good road team, not just because they're a good team. John, let me ask you this. The way Eddie Sutton coaches so fundamentally sound, I guess that would make you a better road team and less likely for crowds like in Ames to affect you.
Well, the difference between this team and some others that they've had is not only they're good defensive ball club. Offensively, Fred, they have weapons. They have more than one guy, more than Tony Allen, more than John Lucas, more than McFarland. I mean, they've got a number of guys that can score the ball. They play defense like they do. They're going to be in about every game. Now, who produces big shots down the stretch? And they've been able to come up with different guys to do it, and that separates most teams in any league when you travel on the road. If you got guys 1 or 2, 3 or 4 that can step up and make the shots.
Thinking back when you played, you were a good road team. Thinking back to some of the Billy Tubbs Oklahoma teams, they almost seem to enjoy playing on the road.
I think if you're an athlete, you like that challenge.
Jefferson knocks down the second one, 53-48. Oklahoma State with 11:47 to go on Game 1, Day 2 at the Big 12 Tournament in Dallas, Texas. 5, 11:47 to play. Iowa State continues to battle hard here. They're on a 10-3 scoring run. And Oklahoma State hasn't had a field goal performance.
Shooting 57% in the second half. Here's Jake Sullivan. He's going to get a screen 1, screen 2. Come here. Now, you've got to trail him because you can't allow him to catch it and shoot it. He is too good. Bobbitt got late. Miller's either got to stay on him or Bobbitt's got to stay right on his tail end. If not, Sullivan will bury that shot at least 7 or 8 out of 10 times.
There's his day, 10 points, 5 out of 9 from the floor. Has not knocked down a 3 yet. Tony Allen. Iowa State in that zone. Oklahoma State been stymied by it the last 4 minutes.
It's a matchup when you cut. If they don't follow you through, they're in that zone defense. They match up like they're in a man, but watch. Once you make a cutter through, if he doesn't follow you through, they're in a zone. It looks like a man because of how they're guarded.
That leaves Sullivan on Graham and a foul on Jake Sullivan. Whataburger. Whataburger is just like you like it. His foul on Jake Sullivan, 4th on Iowa State in the second half.
Iowa State has outscored the Cowboys 20-14 in the second half, making a run.
Losing down by 5. Oklahoma State trying to add to the lead. Tony Allen. Hey, look at those weapons arrayed around the ring there. Lucas, there's Bobbitt. They can all shoot it. Joey Graham can too. Now
Graham likes this matchup.
Goes against Sullivan, put his shoulder in and lost the ball.
Good hands. Jake might have knocked that one away.
Blaylock, a floater, and he got it.
Good finish. Blaylock's a freshman. He's got to find. He's coming down again. He had shooter Sullivan wide open on the wing. Take a look at the second half, 57%, 87 doesn't like it. Really from an offensive end standpoint.
Wants to talk about it here. Second time out, Oklahoma State has called this half, and it's a three-point ball game with 10:47 to play.
Energy level high for Iowa State. They did this yesterday. They were impressive. They're impressive this afternoon. They are giving Oklahoma State all they want, and they're battling.
Now to ask you at halftime, is Oklahoma State going to blow them out? You kind of shrugged your shoulders. The answer, no, they're not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, Iowa State is here to play. They're here to win. And when you play like that, when you play with that much emotion on the defensive end, and the way they push the ball offensively, they've got enough weapons that when they get in a running game, they can score. Blaylock, Stinson, they can push it. Holman and Roman can run to finish. You got a shooter like Sullivan. Jefferson's been outstanding.
Going back over the last few seasons, Iowa State has always run the big man, haven't they?
Yep.
Turn them loose, let them run the middle of the court. Oklahoma State with the basketball in the lead.
Cowboys looked a little confused on that offensive end. Another turnover.
Bobby lost it. Iowa State has it down by 3.
And Ron, as the time ticks away, I'll be interested. There are a lot of Cowboy fans in the stands. It'll be interesting to see where Missouri or Texas Tech or Colorado, any of those fans start swaying if they're pulling for the Cyclone.
It will be. Next game up today, Texas Tech and Colorado.
And some of those fans may not. I mean, Iowa State wins, all of a sudden they become, you know, they start bubbling it up and all this other stuff. So maybe Texas Tech and Colorado, Missouri are saying, nah, we don't need them to win.
How about tonight? Oklahoma and Texas, Missouri and Kansas, two great rivalries. Jake.
Got a good look.
Holman, big rebound and stuck it back. 11 for Holman. We got a one-point.
You saw the turnover, 6 in the second half for the Cowboys, only 1 for Iowa State. And the Cyclones are getting good shot attempts.
Roman knocked it loose down there. It's out of bounds. And Roman is hurting a little bit. Says he's okay. He's tough.
Iowa State moving well. Look at this shot by Sol. That's what they want. I mean, that is as good as they can get, and then Holman going to work. We saw it yesterday, 14 rebounds. He's after it again this afternoon.
Jake can run this much like that, but if he does and he's got a Holman down there to stick it back, that's okay. Graham, good bucket.
Joey Graham's been matched up now 2 times in a row on Sullivan. He wants to put it on the floor, get to that paint area, and just jump over the top like he did that time.
23 points for Joey Graham in this ball game. Cowboys by 3.
Sullivan again off double and single screens along the baseline. Bobbitt just chasing, not worrying about helping out.
Blaylock off of Roman's screen, and look who was there to
Great
help.
pass.
Joey Graham. Oh, what a bucket.
Great pass.
19 for Jackson Broman, who in foul trouble yesterday had just 5. The battle down low. Allen and, no, it's McFarland and Holman. Bobby. Joey Graham shoots over Broman.
He's been brilliant. He's absolutely been brilliant.
25 for Joey Graham.
And the difference in this half, if Iowa State can continue to score, that doesn't allow the Cowboys easy breaks. Make the Cowboys score in a half-court game.
Blaylock, Broman against Joey Graham. Jake Sullivan. Oh boy, Bobby just knocked Broman down. The ball shot goes up, nothing. We got a whistle late.
Bobbitt's getting picked on every time, and it is not easy to defend a shooter off screens. You become frustrated. How about this pass from Blaylock? Right down the middle. Good finish by Vroman. Blaylock simply knocked Vroman out of the way. 1-on-1 move. Joey Graham again. He's only missed 2 shots this afternoon.
I think Jake Sullivan on the line is like giving points away, isn't it?
Well, I don't want to jinx him, but if these 2 aren't good, then... See, now that's a miss because it hit rim.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's 90+%. 94%, 7th all-time career at 89.6%.
How about that? Got a 1-point ball game. Oklahoma State with the ball in the lead. 8:39 to play. They were up earlier by 13, and Iowa State has been plugging away and coming back, and we've got a matchup in Dallas. Lucas on the dribble. Joey Graham has had a terrific day.
Good rotation by Sullivan. Lucas looked open. Sullivan came. Broman picked up for him.
Tony Allen, the player of the year in the conference, a miss, and right there on the stick back in the corner.
And no matter what Allen did there, he got it to the rim. He gets it in the paint. Makes it easy.
McFarland has 8. Oklahoma State by 3. Will Blaylock. Allen went for the interception, didn't get it. Jefferson couldn't stick it. The tip won't go. Tip again. Cromans couldn't get it after Holman missed and a foul. Iowa State battling hard to foul on Joey Graham.
They are absolutely going to work down low. Broman and Holman.
Let's take a look at our assist leaders, brought to you by Cargill. Collaborate, create, and succeed. 4 for Stinson, 5 for Allen, the 2 guys you would think doing it. Lucas not having that big an assist day.
Well, what a job Wayne Morgan has done this season. All the turmoil they had in the offseason, naming Wayne Morgan was a great move by Iowa State. Some of the fans took a while to get used to how they were going to play. Could they win some games? And the first one, they knocked off Missouri in their home place. It was kind of like, you know what? We can still do this. And Iowa State has had a fabulous season.
Roman got 1 out of 2. Well, he's got a hard-working staff and a guy pretty close to you is part of that.
Older brother Bob enjoys it. And they don't want it to end this afternoon, do they?
Allen lost the ball. Here comes Iowa State. They are 3 on 2. Blaylock. Block! Marcus Jefferson. Oh, what a dish.
Wow. Will Blaylock playing a game like a senior.
This arena is alive. We've got a tie ball game. 59-59. Let's take a look at the last one as we go away after this. From your friends at Phillips 66, watch this. Game, we got a tie with 7:42 to play, and time now for the Cialis memorable moment, and it only takes a short-term memory. Last play.
Mishandled. The push. Will Blaylock has been brilliant in the last 5 minutes. Jefferson with an easy push.
And that got a tie to look at the bench reaction. There's Stinson reacting strongly. The whole bench did.
He has been out because of 4 personal fouls. Blaylock has taken over. 60% from the field. And again, that does not allow the Cowboys to run and push and get easy hoops.
What a moment for Marcus Jefferson, the young man who left the team for a short time this season because of some personal problems, and able to work through that and get back and had himself a moment there.
Had a great finish on the senior night against Colorado. His best game, probably 15 points, 5 of 7 from the field that night in Ames, Clinton Coliseum.
Iowa State so active in that zone right now. Tony Allen got Bobby a great shot from the corner. Won't go. That is Tony Allen with the bump, and he's going to be called for the foul.
Tony Allen, his third
personal foul on Tony Allen.
Tony Allen likes the physical stuff. He likes the bump and the push and the hold once in a while.
In this Big 12 conference, as good in football as it is in basketball, you could probably see Tony Allen catching a pass out there, getting open, couldn't you?
Yep.
Or maybe preventing one.
Now Allen will be guarding Sullivan. Another good pass. Good hands by Bobick, weak side. Blaylock really running the show. Lucas, I think, has to get after him a little bit, so Will Blaylock can't just see the whole floor so easily.
59-59, 7:06 to play. What a start to the Friday action at the Big 12 tournament. Sullivan, heavy traffic, tried to get rid of it and set up a teammate, but it's knocked out of bounds. Last time Iowa State led, it was 10-8. They have battled their way from 13 down into a tie here. Been 6 ties here today. Inbounds pass, Allen contests it and gets it. Now they're 3 on 3, and Allen, great dish to Lucas.
There's a reason why he's the best player.
Yeah.
In the league.
What can't
makes the steal, makes the assist.
Yeah. Can do everything you want done.
I always found it better to lead late in the game than early.
Whatever that stands, yeah. Show me some zeros with a lead, and I can almost guarantee you a victory. Holman, tough inside, wouldn't go. The tip wouldn't go.
Boy, point blank.
Bowman's going to wish he had that one back.
Yep.
Went for the steal, couldn't get it, and that leaves Lucas.
It's a mistake. You cannot make a mistake. If you can't get the steal, don't go for it. I mean, it's a mistake.
6 for Lucas now. He knocks down his second 3 of the day. And all of a sudden, Oklahoma State with a little spurt back on top by 5.
Good job by Wayne Morgan. He had his hands up. He said, we're fine, no big deal. And he's right. But when you're in this kind of a game, Jackson Bowman, the miss at one end, you try to get it back by making a steal. If you don't get it, you're going to get burned. And you think you might get it. Well, you get it if you can. If you can't, just make Oklahoma State score in a half-court offense, which is what Iowa State has been trying to do.
And if you miss on that steal against a guy like Lucas, he's standing there wide open. Officials are taking a look at this. Is it a 3?
Looks like a 3.
I think so. The officials checking it on the far side.
Young John doesn't shoot many things that aren't 3s, really, if you're that open.
He doesn't. And he knows where the line is.
You bet.
The only way he would step on that line would be in a desperate situation, maybe, where he just had to get the shot off.
Iowa State has to answer. A lot of time left. I like the timeout. Wayne Morgan calmed his guys down. Had both hands up, palms up.
The 3 stands. 5-point lead, Oklahoma State.
Again, if John Lucas allows Will Blaylock to just keep looking, Blaylock's going to find it. He's pretty good with the ball.
Bowman high. Sullivan off a Bowman screen. There we go. 3. His first of the day.
Solid play.
First 3 of the day for the Cyclones. 2-point ball game. Allen to the baseline, kick out Lucas. Great ball fake, couldn't get a shot. Great defense, Iowa State. And they're going to call a foul on Holman, I believe.
Ball rotation, one extra pass. You usually find an opening somewhere. Share the basketball. Could have forced the long one, he didn't. The penetration all started it.
Foul was on Holman. Joey Graham at the line. Knocked it down. Boy, he's having a day. Joey Graham with 24 points, 2 for 3 on the line.
Career high, we mentioned, 36 against Nebraska. Capable of putting up numbers. Doesn't have a comfort zone, which some guys do.
Wonder why he's the player of the newcomer of the year in the conference. Now the officials talking to Bowman on Tony Allen.
2 seniors playing like they're playing for something, and I like that. They're here to win.
You gotta love it.
Yeah.
It's going to be like this all day, all night.
And they really don't have to smile at each other. They say, hey, keep going. See you on the other end.
Yeah, here they are. We'll go back to pushing. And now we've got a whistle and a foul.
Bowman's got to stand there. He's got to stand there. Middle. Extended his arms a little bit on the screen.
Second on Bowman.
The screen. A little extra oomph. Just stand there because Lucas would have hit him anyway.
Lob pass. McFarland.
Look at McFarland's hands. I mean, it was just like a catch, and it barely had it in there.
What a game. 68-62. Oklahoma State, 5:12 to play. Does Iowa State have another run in them? Stinson off the glass, but won't count. The foul came before the shot.
Tony Allen is at his 4th.
Team foul number 10.
10th team foul.
Anytime you lead a league in steals and you're very active, you have a tendency to reach a little bit and get caught on fouls. I played with a guy in San Antonio, Alvin Robertson, the great player from Arkansas. Led the league in steals a few years, but he also had a tendency to pick up fouls, and Stinson just, he caught a draft of wind. Didn't hit enough club for the free throw line.
That's right, under-clubbed it at the free throw line. Oklahoma State now has put together a 9-3 run. Foul problems for Oklahoma State, McFarland, Allen, and Graham all have 4.
See him hit all net. There you go.
Witherspoon came right back. He has 5 points now. He's playing with 4 fouls. Witherspoon replaces Tony Allen. 5:10 to play, 68-63. Oklahoma State leading Iowa State. Texas Tech and Colorado next tonight. Oklahoma and Texas and Missouri and Kansas.
How about the win from Oklahoma yesterday? All on guts. Determined. They were down halftime. Most people said that game is over. And Kelvin Sampson doesn't have a ton to work with, but he, as he would state, and I love it, we have what we have, and we're going to go to war.
Got those players believing in Oklahoma. Look at Lucas. Look at Lucas.
How many tough shots has he made this season?
A bunch.
Oh, my goodness.
A bunch. 5-point ball game. 18 for Lucas. We're down to it, folks. 4:33 to play. Tough shot in the lane won't go. Jefferson trying to chase it down. Stinson has it. Outside to Blaylock. Not keen to shoot.
And Bobbick's got the challenge. He's got to stay on Sullivan.
Roman on the bench, wanting back in the game, and they're going to put him back in. Jake Sullivan, tough shot. Won't go. Rebound.
Who else? Yeah, who else? Joey Green.
Bobbick fires it underneath, and McFarland with a left hand.
Hey, Fred, that starts because John Lucas passes it from half court. He doesn't waste the dribble. Throw it up the floor to an open teammate. Swing the ball. Lay it in.
Wants to talk about it. A 9-point lead to the Cowboys with 3:56 to play. John, we have seen a game here. Game one today.
Sometimes the game is simple, and a lot of point guards, because they're labeled as point guards, like to dribble. The more they dribble up the floor, the less opportunities they see at times. Lucas fired that pass from half court because he had Bobbick in the corner. Bobbick then fires it right underneath because McFarland runs. And that's really how you play basketball. Share the ball. Boom, boom. Ball fake, lay it in.
Jim Gibbons, great guy from Notre Dame, who I know you know, has a pretty good saying. You don't need to get more open than open. So when you see the open guy, go ahead, huh?
Well, you know what, Iowa State has challenged the Cowboys, and there's a reason Oklahoma State 24-3 and 14-2 in the league. I mean, they responded.
That's like Jim's philosophy. You don't have to get more open and open, and you don't have to get closer than close. There it is.
They're checking the three-point shot to see if it's a three-point shot by Lucas. Tough angle there, couldn't tell on the previous possession.
It's tough.
Yeah.
That left toe sneak on the line.
Good luck. I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it is.
We need those floor cams.
Well, you could always go ask John Lucas. He'd tell you the truth.
Yeah, again, he'd say I don't shoot twos.
That's right. I think it's a three. No? Did they change that and call it a two? They did. They changed it to a two. So the officials have changed it to
Did they give him a three earlier or a two? That's what I'm not sure.
A three earlier. Well, I don't know. I marked it down as a three. I thought it was. Well, they called it a two, and it stayed a two.
I think the Cowboy bench wanted three.
Yeah.
You know, when they only had two on the board.
9-point lead.
I get too busy sometimes. I don't watch the score. My son always says, "What's the score of the game?" I don't know.
6 points.
Yeah, something like 4, 5, 6.
Happens to me all the time. I don't know. It's a 6-point difference. Jake Sullivan against Weatherspoon. Good on-ball defender.
Cowboys have turned it up a notch. The Cyclones.
Bobby got a tie ball or a foul. What did he get? Was it a foul?
What did he do?
They counted a basket.
Wait a second.
Wait now. They counted a basket, and Eddie Sutton can't believe it. Count the basket.
I've never seen that. That's even more continuation than the NBA. Here's the whistles about right in here. Looks like a jump ball. I mean, they had quit playing.
Wow. Wow.
That's unbelievable. The whistle blows about right here.
I thought they were going to get a jump ball out of it. Now Stinson misses the free throw.
And not only that, he got a hoop, which was, that's the ultimate continuation. That's playground continuation.
7-point lead, Oklahoma State. 3:27 to play. Since they were tied at 59, Oklahoma State's been on a 13-6 run.
Cowboys a good ball handling team, a good free throw shooting team.
Janaba Weatherspoon gonna rack.
That's his game. Doesn't score a lot of points. Kind of quiet in his actions.
Got two today. Those two you just saw. 3:05 to play. 9-point lead, Oklahoma State. Iowa State has really given it a battle.
Bobbick last time forced Stinson to go to his left with that bad hand.
Has Sullivan. Holman can't get it. Sullivan off balance. Stuck it.
Active hands. They knocked away from Holman. Jake got just enough look, and that's all he needs.
He has 17 points now. Joey Graham, let me ask you this, partner. If Iowa State can come back and win it, they finish 17 and 12. How about an NIT game in Hilton Coliseum?
Well, I think they're there now. The challenge would be, I mean, you might have a team like Creighton around. You got a team like Iowa around if they don't win the Big Ten.
Now foul. Did they get Bowman? They did. His third.
I think the Cyclones, this ball club, has different ideas. They have been in this game and still feel they've got a chance.
Well, they got 2:19 to go, and they're only down by 7. But they do have an 89% free throw shooter standing on the line for the other team.
I don't think there's a doubt there that they will be an NIT.
Yeah.
If they don't win this tournament.
Yeah. You'd love to see them advance.
And they'd love to have a home game. Great fans up in Ames, Iowa. Iowa State has some of the best, and the NIT likes that.
People have heard a lot about Hilton Magic. Believe me, it exists. Lucas got them both. We've got a timeout with 2:19 to play. 75-67. I think it's 76-67 Oklahoma State. 7 Oklahoma State with 2:19 to play. Iowa State huddle breaking away, hoping for a late run at this ball game, hoping to stay alive. There is our Cooper Tire Defensive Player of the game, Jared Holman, 9 rebounds a day, couple of blocks. He now has, for the season, 69 blocks.
Been very active again on a defensive end. Spectacular game yesterday, playing hard this afternoon.
Kind of a one-man wall when you try to take it to the bucket.
I don't think opponents realize what a great shot blocker he is. Good timing, good hands.
Look at Stinson with a spin move that won't go, and it's Jackson Broman. Cyclone still breathing.
Full court pressure.
2:05 to play. A 7-point ball game. Weatherspoon in traffic. Everybody chasing him. He bobbled it for the moment. Tony Allen wide open on the other side was Lucas.
Smart play. Weatherspoon didn't get overexcited when he lost the handle. Just simply picked it up.
And Broman with the reach in commits his 4th foul. Eddie Sutton and James Dickey talking to the point guard, John Lucas. We are ESPN Plus. Fred White along with John Sunvold. Iowa State and Oklahoma State at the Big 12 tournament. Free throw missed by Tony Allen. Dave Armstrong and Paul Spiller standing by to bring you Texas Tech and Colorado next.
At times, Allen is a little nonchalant on the foul line. When he is, he misses.
Stinson, block, back, Holman, won't go, Broman's got it. Left hands it back up there.
There is a lot of fight left in this Cyclone team.
It's a 5-point ball game. They need to stop. 1:23 to play.
They do not need to foul.
Broman now with 24 points and 9 rebounds. They did foul.
Weatherspoon, 71% free throw shooter. Got to make them.
5-point lead, Oklahoma State. Let's take a look at our player of the game, Joey Graham. On a day he has had 25 points, 9 rebounds, couple of assists, and a full day of hustle.
11 of 13 from the field. Joey Graham had an answer every time the Cyclones made a run. Weatherspoon knocks in an important free throw.
Makes it 77-71 with 1:19 to play. Makes it a 3-possession game.
And Weatherspoon will match up his quickness on Sullivan. They'll try to get him off some screens.
Stinson saving clock. Allen made a lunge at it. Stinson picked it up, pops the jumper, in and out. Stick back. Holman and Holman were there.
Well, they
say Holman.
Another foul on Broman.
That's 5.
Eddie Sutton not happy. They allowed Iowa State to roll the ball to half court. Then Allen made a ill-advised stab at it. To allow Stinson to pick it up, go around, shoot it. And Holman Broman, the tag team match inside, follow up.
Broman fouls out with 24 points and 10 rebounds. Had foul problems yesterday, scored only 5 with a couple of rebounds and came roaring back today and gave him a game. the 6'10 senior from Bountiful, Utah.
Led the Big 12 in rebounding, 11th nationally. Tells you what an active player he is. 6'9", 6'10", 220, very mobile.
You said yesterday you can see him at the next level.
Well, I think there's a chance. He's not going to be a star, but when you take a mobile guy that can run the floor, he's had great instructors in Larry Eustace and now Wayne Morgan. His footwork will continue to get better. He's only played basketball 5-6 years. His father was a solid basketball player, so I think there's NBA teams that will bring him to camp and give him a shot. And knowing the league, you need role players. You don't need all stars. You need role players to come off the sideline and do some things. And Jackson might have a chance.
I'll tell you what, he will mix it up. He's not shy.
Not shy. Plays hard. Anytime you're a 9th, 10th, 11th guy on a 12-man roster, you only get a few minutes every night. Got to go in and do your job. 2 big misses. Iowa State still in thing.
Not as polished as a Nahara, but brings that same attitude.
Same thing. A little taller.
1 minute.
Sullivan off a screen. Couldn't quite get it to go. John Lucas with a board and a foul on Blaylock or Stinson.
Boy, and Jake wishes he had that one back. They set the screen. The defense was a little late. The play they had run before, and Cyclone fans thought they might have had another one. Jake, I think it just hit the front rim. Looked pretty good from this angle.
Yeah, it did. That was not on Stinson. Lucas back to the line. 5 for 6 today at the line. Continue to rack them up.
Daniel Bobbitt,
20 points for Lucas. Daniel Bobbitt back on the floor for Oklahoma State. Veteran presence. Shooter, but they're not really looking for that right now, are
they? Nope. Defense to take care of the ball, make free throws.
55.4 seconds to play. The Cowboys have opened a 7-point lead. We still have less than a minute to go.
This ESPN Plus game is brought to you by Phillips 60.
We are back. The Cyclone huddle, boy, they've given it a battle today. May come up short. They're down by 7 with 55 seconds to go. But they're not going to leave much out there, are they? Here's the way the brackets shape up. Iowa State beating Kansas State yesterday. Battling Oklahoma State here today. Texas Tech and Colorado next. And Oklahoma getting by Nebraska will play Texas tonight. And Missouri beat A&M, and they will tangle with Kansas. How about the rivalries coming on?
Rivalries would be great. The Texas Tech-Colorado game, the only matchup they had this season. Colorado won by 10 in Boulder. Tech could not match up with David Harrison inside that game, but Tech is playing better. Wins last week at home against Missouri and this Iowa State team, and they look good in doing it.
Stinson. Jake looking for a shot. Got it.
Good switch outs, though, and they force Sullivan to get 2 points instead of take a 3.
That makes it 80-75 with 44 seconds to play. Bobby and Jefferson needs him in midcourt. They've got him trapped at the timeline, and Oklahoma State gets a timeout. Timeout with 37 seconds to play.
Smart play. Don't want to pick up the dribble there, but if you do, teammates got to find an opening.
Now think about Missouri, Kansas night. They had a great game last week. And a great gesture by the university, your coach, Norm Stewart. They announced they will name the new court after him.
In the new building, which is it's a right thing to be. And those former coaches and former players under Norm Stewart, we are all pleased with that, and so are the fans of Missouri.
Oh, I would think so. He's well deserved. Coming up next, Texas Tech and Colorado. Dave Armstrong and Paul Spillor standing by, as are our guys in Studio 66. Doug Bell and Chris Piper will be with us all day and all night. A lot of activity coming your way from the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Happy to be a part of it. There's Jake. He's been a great part of it for Iowa State.
Yeah, he's had a solid career. A couple Big 12 championships when he was younger, when playing alongside Tinsley and Horton in that group.
Lucas jammed in the middle of Blaylock and Sullivan. They get it to Joey Graham, and there's Allen to the bucket, and a foul. Jefferson grabbed it.
You don't have to score. He could have easily backed it out on a dribble. You could take 5 or 6 seconds, make him chase. Now he's got to go line, and if he doesn't make him, the coaches will say the same thing. If you make him, the player can go, well, you know, I knew I'd make him.
Tony Allen at the line, 2 shots.
Tony Allen at the line for 2. He has 14 points today. Make it 15. Player of the year in the Big 12 Conference.
It'll be interesting to see Andre Emmett come out in the next game and you know, wonder about, hey, why wasn't he player of the year? I mean, he may try to make a statement, which is always fun when great players want to do it.
That's right. A lot of guys can think they should have been over the course of most seasons. Jake kicks it back. Stinson, rainbow won't go. Lucas grabs the rebound, and he's in turn grabbed by Will Blaylock.
It's a good pass from Jake Sullivan. Stinson open. Hard to shoot it with a taped up left hand, really is.
Eddie Sutton.
Happy birthday, Coach Sutton. I mentioned it before, his birthday this afternoon.
Had that sign up for him earlier today. They won their first outright conference title since 1965 last week. There was a great sign up in Gallagher, Iowa that said party like it's 1965.
Well, you know, and some of us sometimes you don't appreciate how hard it is to win a conference championship because it's kind of a marathon. You go through the ups and downs of January, February, and early March. And when I saw that stat when I was in Oklahoma State that night when they beat Texas to at least assure a tie, and we said that, you know, since 1965, it says how hard it is to do it.
Yeah, it really does. There he is. It's Oklahoma State leading by 6, 18.9 seconds to play. Lucas with 21 points. Joey Graham with 25. Graham also in this ball game has 9 rebounds. Lucas with 4 rebounds, 2 assists.
Graham sometimes doesn't get mentioned in a dynamic duo combination of Allen and Lucas, but he shows his value when they need him to score, and it's not every ball game. But he becomes that, you know, the third option and a guy that's going to get more looks because of Allen and Lucas. Same with Bobick, same with McFarland. Guys that do their job night in, night out. When you go again 14-2 in the league like this one, it says a lot about really all of the players.
Barring a miracle finish by Iowa State, they're going to finish the day 25-3. Iowa State will finish 17-12. They finished the conference season 7-9. And John, you can't overlook something you mentioned earlier. What a great job the coaches at Iowa State have done getting through adversity and putting this program together.
You know, it's not easy. Schools go through adversity, and alumni love their school and support them. But, you know, some become questionable if certain people can do certain things. And Wayne Morgan came in, and I think he calmed things down. He got the players that he had coming in, Stinson and Blaylock. He had to mix. He was there a year ago as an assistant. He had to mix, you know, Homan and Broman and Sullivan with all the guys. And like I said, I think the statement game was when they beat Missouri at home. I think the Iowa State fans went, hey, okay, this is like we've always had it here. We've got a good coach. We've got solid players. And they had a terrific conference run.
Homan's shot won't go. McFarland grabs the board. 5 seconds to play. And Lucas is not going to take the shot. Just bring it on back. Let the clock run out.
Good ball game.
Yeah, it was. Very entertaining game for the fans. The handshakes at midcourt. Wayne Morgan and Eddie Sutton. 83-75. Oklahoma State the final. Survive and advance. Isn't that the theory?
Well, you know what? They wanted to make a little bit of a statement today. You win the league championship. You want to win the conference tournament crown also. The great thing about this league is no team's going to lay down. I mean, Iowa State, they were down at half. They could have not come out with fire, but they did. And you like seeing that, and the fans appreciate it. The coaches were terrific. These players gave it all, and the Cowboys just showed you when it got to be even. Tie game, last 6 minutes of a game, Cowboys had what it took to win this ball game.
More to go today here. Coming up next from the American Airlines Center, we have Texas Tech and Colorado coming your way with Dave Armstrong and Paul Spudorf. Tonight, Oklahoma and Texas, and then Missouri and Kansas tonight. It will be a great day and evening of basketball in Dallas, Texas. Eddie Sutton walks off with his 754th career win in round 1 here. It is his birthday. Hey, he's smiling. And scratching his head, Bo.
You know what? It's easy to smile on a team like that. He enjoys his kids, enjoys his staff. the fans love him around Stillwater and all of the Big 12 basketball.
So, pats on the back. Congratulations. Best birthday wishes for Eddie Sutton here today. And again, a lot of basketball to go here yet. Maybe the best is ahead of us. Studio 66 guys are gearing up here for our between games session, and they are good at it, so stick around. There'll be some terrific information coming out of Studio 66. And then again, Texas Tech and Colorado next. Take a little break in the evening session. Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, Kansas. They are singing happy birthday to Eddie Sutton. He is standing at the free throw line. That's laughing.
He'd probably like to finger a couple of those guys, just kind of wave them out and say, come on. Oh, what a good gesture.
That's nice. Eddie Sutton, they're singing happy birthday to him. He's got a win, which is probably the only birthday present that he really wanted. And I imagine our guys will get a word with him in Studio 66. Again, 83-75 the final. Not an easy day at all for Eddie Sutton and his group. Iowa State giving them a great battle here today. They were down by 13 at one time and never quit on it.
Yeah, never quit, and they upped the tempo a little bit defensively. That second half got in, and really a credit to both teams, but Oklahoma State, once it got even, then it was ball movement, big shot after big shot, and then the Cowboys stepped up their defense, made it a little tougher for Iowa State to get good looks.
Next one, Texas Tech coming in at 21-9, Colorado at 18-9, Tech 9-7 in the conference, Colorado 10-6. They had a terrific ball game earlier this year. So here again, the final 83-75, Oklahoma State beating Iowa State. Let's get you now to our guys in Studio 66.
Fred, thank you. Oklahoma State a winner. And Coach, in all your victories, have you ever celebrated a birthday and had happy birthday sung to you by the crowd after one?
Well, I've celebrated a lot of birthdays during the tournament. Sometimes it's been the NCAA, sometimes it's been the conference, but no one has ever sang happy birthday like they did today, so that was a real treat.
Obviously, Coach, your team great offensively and great defensively as well, but, you know, when I watch your team, the thing that strikes me the most is the composure and the maturity of this team. 59-59, and all of a sudden some guys stepped up and made some plays for you.
Well, we kind of played in spurts. I thought at times we played well, and then we would hit a dry spell, but I agree with you. They displayed some character and some poise by not folding, because Iowa State played a whale of a game. They've got a nice ball club, and people realize all the teams they've beaten in conference this year, and that's what Bill Self and Tim Jankovic, who two guys used to be on my staff, they said, I saw them before the end, he said, don't underestimate those guys. They got some good players, and they certainly do.
Was there a point this season when, obviously you guys had a lot of success early, but at what point did you think that you guys could put together what you did this year? A Big 12 title, obviously a great thing there, but was there any certain time in the season, a game that you said, hey, we really got a chance to be good?
I thought when we defeated Texas and Austin, you know, we had beaten them 2 years ago when they had a 25-game winning streak. And they had another 25-game winning streak, and it's not easy to win there in Austin against Rick and his ball club, because they're very good. And I thought when we won that ball game, it proved to our team that we were maybe better than what we had even thought we were, and if we played like that, we could beat a lot of folks.
Coach, you have many games left in this season, but what a special year it has been so far. John Lucas emerges. You win the first outright title since Coach Iba was there in 1965. You cut down the nets at Gallagher-Iba last Saturday. Can you talk about how special this season has been thus far? Well, it's been special ever since I went back to Oklahoma State, and we were able to rekindle the great tradition that Mr. Iba had established. And this year will always be very special, because this team has probably surpassed what the coaching staff felt like we could do. And I think any coach that's been in the game very long, what you try to do with your ball club is to maximize their God-given talent, and these guys have gone far beyond that. And the one thing that we have great chemistry. These young men really understand their roles, and not a selfish bone in any of them. But I hope we can keep winning. I think that we still have a few victories left in us. Coach, happy birthday. Congratulations. Hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, I hope so too. Thank you. All right, Eddie Sutton, another victory for the Hall of Fame coach. The Cowboys are celebrating. They cut down some nets last week. They want to cut some down here in Dallas on Sunday.